Hey everyone, it's Cygnus, and welcome back to another episode of All the Magic. So in the last episode, we got our occultism set up, we made our first summon, we have a nice little crop area growing, and ultimately I think we're doing pretty good. We have a reliable source of food, we have some surprisingly good armor, especially this early, and more importantly, we haven't died. But some changes need to be made, and some steps need to be taken to keep going in this mod pack and eventually get the All the Mod star. Now, the first step that I took was I went ahead and cleaned out this area and expanded back here. So first I also connected this, cleaned this up, filled it with stone, and now this is separated from the outside world, so no doing a summon and getting attacked by a monster while it happens. Then I cleaned out this large area to house a storage wall, and we'll have different areas branching off of this, probably with staircases going downward, just so we can have all of our mods somewhat separated and more organized. More importantly, I'll be decorating this area later on, so we'll get to see how it looks when it's all dressed up. And also, I put Zereard in here, because he kept running off. So today we're going to be getting started with Ars Nouveau. Ars Nouveau is a magic mod that functions like a tech mod. It has a bunch of generator things that you need to use, and it can get pretty complex pretty quick, so we're going to start pretty slow. Now, first and foremost with Ars Nouveau, we're going to take the Worn Notebook, and we need to start spellcasting. To do that, we'll need to make a spell book. Spell book's not too hard to make, we just need a book, and then a shovel, pickaxe, axe, and sword, all made of iron. Just put that together, and bam, spell book. So we'll grab our book, we will grab our iron, and we will grab some wood, and I will go ahead and make a couple sticks. I think that's enough. We'll do one of this, there we go. So we have that, and we'll do that. And then it just needs the sword. And then we just put all of this. I don't believe the order actually matters. And there we go. So we got the Novice Spellbook. Spellbook is just one step. And now we can actually start doing something pretty neat. At least I think it's neat. So we'll pick Touch and we'll pick Break. And we'll just call this Stone Mining, and create. Now this lets us cast a very simple spell to remove blocks. Now I called it Stone Mining, I'll probably rename it. It works on anything. At the cost of just a little bit of mana, we can clear out blocks. Now I don't believe this works with Vein Miner, but we will go ahead and test it. Let's come over here. It does not. So that doesn't work with Vein Miner. It's mostly good for quickly removing low-cost blocks that you don't want to personally break yourself. Where this book gets useful is with things like projectile harm. So this is your very basic magic bolt. This is just a simple spell attack, just like that. Shoots forward, nothing complicated. Just shoots a projectile, deals damage to whatever it hits. And then of course there's a touch version if you don't want to be long range. Now you're probably looking at this book and thinking, well, this is very simple. This is very empty. We'll actually turn this blue. This is very empty and well, where's all the spells? And that's a good question. So most of them we will get from adventuring, but some of them we can get through developing in this mod. So let's go and see in the quest book how we're going to do that. So we got this book here. We'll want to advance that to a mage's spell book. Doesn't look too expensive, but we don't have any blaze rods. So we'll put that off for a little bit. And instead, we'll start branching into other parts. So we will need to get into making a glyph press. Now you'll see all these fancy stones that are around here. We'll need a block of iron, some polished stone of some kind to make this. And this is going to be part of, I guess you could call it a multi-block structure, but essentially this will allow us to start making glyphs and spells. As you can see up here, these are all magic glyphs using your base magic clay, marvelous clay, and mythical clay. And then over here we'll have ritual braziers, because we'll be getting into tablets that can give special effects. And there's also summons for 4 different familiars: the Wixie, Carbuncle, Sylph, and Bookworm. And then of course there's armors. We'll make the novice set pretty soon. It's not too expensive. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, let's see. We'll need this, and let's see how to make the glyph press. So arcane stone is made of polished or cooked stone. It looks like just any stone. So let's take some of our stone. Let's see if this works. It does. So we get arcane stone. Let's get 2 of that. Let's see what else. Just need the stone and a piston. So we'll need to grab some cobblestone. I think we have redstone down here. We have 1. That's cutting it close. Make the piston real fast, and then make the glyph press. So let's get... Oh, and we need the iron block before I forget. Get a glyph press. There we go. Now, this block will allow us to extend into making magic clay. Magic clay is not too hard to make, just needs redstone, source gems, and clay balls. But we're going to need a bit more than just a wave of our hand and a bit of hope. We're actually going to need fuel. So the best way to do that is actually growing crops. So all of these different magic things in Ars Nouveau are powered by life. So either animals breeding or crops growing. So I think we should extend our area in there to come out and down so we can have a little farm. So let's actually get started on that, and I will be right back once I've done that. All right, and we've got this little area set up. Over here, we'll have our Ars Nouveau stuff going, and over here is our crop. Now that we have that, and we have our glyph press, now we just need to make, I believe it's called a source, and we'll check the book in a second to verify that. Yep, there it is. That's a source jar. So if we go in the book, that's the source jar. And essentially, source jars are used to store the special resource that Ars Nouveau uses, called source, obviously. And with it, we can make spells, create spells, and power spells. So we will need to make a agronomic source link, which generates source from nearby crop and tree growth. And bonus mana is generated for magical plants such as mage blooms, source berry bushes, and archwood saplings. We'll actually use those later, but we don't have to worry about that right now. Now, if we bone meal the crops, that won't grant source, so there's no way to infinitely farm source. Now, unfortunately, oh, never mind. I was going to say, unfortunately, we can't craft that, but we do have the gold we need. So we have the wheat, so we can just bop bop, and then bop bop, and there we go. That's the source link. So we will place the agronomic source link over here, place the source jar on top, and then the agronomic source link. So that will drain down into there, and we'll get our spare source stored in there. See? Now we can place down the glyph press, and the glyph press, once we have everything we need, we should be able to use it to make new spells. Now let's go ahead and check the book, double check what we're doing so we don't get lost. So I was on new spells. We have the glyph press. Now, sources provided from any nearby source jar, and the glyph press may be automated using hoppers, which is good to know. So the first one we're going to make is this one, magic clay. Now to make that, we're going to need to go grab some redstone and clay, which isn't too hard to find, so that I'm not too worried about that. But let's actually go ahead and go do that. We're gonna dive down into our mines and grab ourselves some redstone and maybe a couple more magic crystals while we are at it. So as you can see, the mine's actually quite deep. I don't know if I've actually shown its depth yet on camera. I believe I skipped part of that, but no problem. Let's look around for some gold. I think we have to go pretty deep for it. And we have the Tetraforge down this way, I believe. Okay, let's actually grab that shield and equip it. And let's find our way into the dark. There we go. So, if you decide to play this mod pack, be aware of Stella Arcanum. If you attempt to break it, it will blow up. It will still drop the ore that it's intending to drop, but it will blow up. So put some distance between it and yourself before you decide to start mining it. Okay, there's an enchanted armor monster over there. That's an enchanted skeleton. Let's, oh, that's small square, shapeless. There we go, get some iron. Always need more iron, always need more coal. And we are looking for gold. Yeah, and there's a lot of Stella Arcanum. Just gotta be careful. As you can see, I made a diamond pickaxe just because my iron ones kept breaking. There's some gold. That's always good. More coal. Always want that. That's a red monster spawner. So we have to be careful around those. Those have a tendency, well, their whole thing is if you get close enough, they will spawn a bunch of monsters, which you don't want. There's a vampire up there. We'll kill him. He's not too scary. And a zombie spawner. Ooh. That's real scary. And there we go. Got more gold, emerald, curse of breaking, saddle, and TNT. Not really worried about any of that. So we're going to move on. See if we can get any more. Maybe some. There we go. Source gem ore. That's what we're looking for. Do we have blocks? We do. Don't want to take too many risks. So let's go ahead and get this. There we go. It was a good amount, actually. Not bad, not bad. All right, look around a little bit more. There's the zombie spawner we were just at. Got a lot more going on down here, but it's also a lot more dangerous. Let's get this coal. And that iron. More coal. And hey, good thing we did. There was gold. More iron. What else are we looking for? You know, I just realized we initially came down here for redstone. So I should definitely get that before abandoning the mine, or this is going to be embarrassing. I don't want to go down there, though. That is not my cup of tea. This is. Oh. Cave spiders are the absolute worst. Nothing is worse than a fast and angry spider. First of all, I don't like spiders. Second of all, it's fast, it's angry, and more importantly, it poisons you. So even if it doesn't deal a lot of damage, you're still going to take poison damage, and it's still going to be not fun. Plus, those poison ticks can throw you off balance and mess with any dodging you're trying to do. Plus, they always do that jump right before they reach you to attack, so you can't even, like, accurately dodge them. Oh, that could have been bad. Because they'll jump. Alright, got 32 redstone. Let's see if there's any. Nice. Love some diamond, but I'm not thinking we're going to find that safely. Let's go ahead and get on out of here. We've gotten what we came for this time, actually. So we can leave. Now, which way is out? I have absolutely no idea. So we're just going to go on a little journey together. We'll find our way out. So I haven't found the way out, but I did just find something very interesting in this chest. So this was a spider spawner. There wasn't any spiders. Oh, there they are, I guess. But it has a netherite shovel of great lengths of light of latent magic. So that's a really interesting name. We're going to take that. It's arguably worse than the shovel we currently have, but you know, that's fine. It's Titan forged. So I'm not going to be picky. Let's find our way out of here. Hey, this looks familiar. I think we're finding our way out of here. Awesome. And just a little farther. Yep, I know this area. Yeah, that's our stairs. Let's go. Okay, that was mostly an uneventful mining trip. Just got the resources we need and got out of there. So let's go up and make our clay so we can start with our first batch of, well, making new spells. Which, frankly, this is going to get cool very quick. We're just going to need to get started, and once we get started, it just stays fun. So let's go ahead and make... Actually, do we have the clay? Oh, we don't. Of course not. I'm going to throw this to him. That's going to make a lot of gross noise. Let him do that, and we're going to sleep and go grab ourselves some clay. Okay. We have slept. It's time for clay. And there it is. Right there. Easy. And that is all we need. So we are going to head back up. And I believe that's everything we need to make the magic clay. And we can start making glyphs and printing those. And I'll show you how we do that as soon as I can. And you just have to listen to that horrible, horrible noise. There we go. Magic clay. We'll make 11 of it. There will be more magic rocks to find later. But we can come over here. You can place this glyph press. I'm going to right click it with a magic clay. Now, it's not just going to magically make a random glyph. We will have to give it some information. So let's go ahead and look. Oh, that was the wrong button. Let's go ahead and look in here. And let's see how to make new spells. So we have the glyph press. We can go ahead and click through this. So I believe it'll tell us. So to use the glyph press, first place your clay into the press, then use the reagent provided on the press. If there's enough source nearby, the press will begin crafting. Source can be provided by a nearby source jar. So we want to make new spells. So let's go ahead and look around for a couple new spells we might want to make. So this already shows us. We can get glyph of underfoot, touch. Let's do a underfoot. So a stone pressure plate. And we'll also do a glyph of freeze. So that will make it to where anything underneath us freezes. Like, for example, water. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll make ourselves a pressure plate, and a glyph of freeze requires a snow block. And coincidentally, for some inexplicable reason, I've had snow out here, and I don't know why. But it's come to good use. So let's make ourselves a pressure pad, and oh, that's not a pressure pad. Pressure plate. We need to organize our inventory real quick, and we'll make a snow block. So we can come back down here, and that's in there. So we'll go and use that, and now it'll press out our glyph. Now it's sprinkling out on the magic, and there we go. That is our glyph of underfoot, and we just unlocked it. We'll put this in there, activate it with a snow block, and we can just basically go through all of our items and make a bunch of glyphs doing this, but I wanted to show this one at the very least. So now we can do a underfoot freeze, and we'll just call it Frostwalk. So now we have a glyph of, or we have a spell called Frostwalk. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to activate on its own. It will need to be activated. Let's go ahead and walk out. And essentially, it just allows us to create standing platforms wherever we're standing, see? So it's not too reliable and it's not the best, but it's good in a pinch if we're being attacked and we need to get out of the water. Now, if we want to make it to where we can just hold it, that'll require a glyph later. And we'll get into that later, obviously, but for now, that's going to be it for this video, and I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, it would be amazing if you went and subscribed to the channel and liked the video. I have noticed about 67–70% of the people that watch aren't subscribed. And if all of them subscribed, I think that would actually help a lot. So if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye.